Hi Sagittarius, this is going to be your end of October forecast. It's good primarily for Sun, Rising, Moon, and Venus sign of Sagittarius in tropical astrology. Please keep in mind, however, this is a general reading, so it will not resonate with everyone that watches. If it doesn't resonate, Sag, try watching any other part of your natal chart, reading for other parts of your chart. You could find important messages that you need there as well. If you want to book a private reading with me, the link to my website is down in the description below this video. And if you're new, welcome to Soma Chandra Tarot. Subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I read for your sign. I read for you on this channel, and I also do love messages for you on my other channel called Soma Chandra Libra. So subscribe to both channels so you can get all different kinds of messages. Okay, let us begin. Sagittarius, your guides kind of threw me for a loop this morning. They wanted me to lay the cards out in a very different way. Your Jupiterian energy always asks me to expand. My North Node is in Sagittarius, so I always just sort of let you guys guide me. You really inspire me. I hope October was good for you. I'm excited to see what Scorpio season brings in for you as well. Looks like you're doing a lot of life review. Lots of major arcana cards came out, major lessons learned. So to describe your personality right now and what you look like on the surface, I use the Kim Krans Wild Unknown Animal Oracle deck. It really pinpoints what our life looks like and who we are and what we're working through. 3 cards came out: Horse in the upright, Bee in reverse, and Swan in reverse. The first thing I notice here is a strong correlation between horse and bee. Horse is an amazing energy. It's like the Knight of Pentacles. This is a person that will show up every day and work really hard. The horse has a lot of stamina. They're driving towards a goal. It can be a very hardworking, driven, ambitious person, but will focus on a good, strong daily routine. Horse is a very consistent energy. Work, work, work. Will not quit, will not give up. But with Bee in reverse, some of you are overdoing it maybe. Some of you might feel like you're driving yourself into the ground. The bee is very, very busy and will do a lot. The bee almost can't hold still. It has to flap its wings really fast and stay in constant motion. It is said that anatomically bees shouldn't be able to fly, and yet they do. They're this interesting, mysterious little creature in this way. So I think that you're busy as a bee, Sagittarius, but some of you are working so hard that you're getting a little crabby. Watch out for being overwhelmed or feeling like you need to do everything all on your own. Ask for support and assistance from others. Perhaps others around you just aren't putting in the hard work you are in more than one part of your life. See that for what it really is. You don't have to do the work of other people. You just have to do your work right now. Watch out for a crabbiness because you're overworked. Schedule yourself in. Try to let yourself have some downtime. Swan coming in reverse is sort of similar to bee in that a swan does a deep dive, spends time alone, does a lot of self-reflection. The swan will not show everyone necessarily on the surface what they're thinking or feeling. It's a very graceful animal, very calm, elegant animal. Some of you may be struggling to handle things well in a social setting with bee in reverse and swan in reverse. Other people might be pissing you off. They might be making it difficult for you to be calm and serene like you normally would be. Swan in reverse also suggests that you do need to spend some time alone, searching your soul about some things that are important to you and doing self-reflection. You may be struggling with this at this time. Just work through those feelings. Yeah. So they wanted me to use the Surrender to Now deck, which I've been using for most of my end of October readings for the other zodiac signs, and my astrology deck, but they wanted me to do something interesting. I was like, whoa, Sag is really being bossy, telling me what to do this morning. So I just did what your guides told me. They said, drop out several cards from the Surrender to Now deck and then clarify those cards with a different oracle deck. I was like, oh, I like this. I don't typically do that with my oracle decks, but I did. I was like, okay, I'll do what they tell me to do. The first card that came out of the Surrender to Now deck, what you need to surrender to it this time is surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Growth doesn't always feel good, but your journey through life, Sagittarius, you're being reminded that Your path is for growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. I clarified it and I got a card of mutability and survival of the fittest. You are a mutable sign, but it came in the reverse and it says, Jack of all trades, master of none. It's time for the chameleon to stop changing colors, choose and conquer. Some of you are doing a lot, kind of having a little bit of Libra energy. Libras are known for the jack of all trades. Now, mutable signs are very good at multitasking. They're usually very good at a multitude of different things. Some of you are having a hard time deciding what you want to do right now. And maybe a particular situation in your life. I suspect this is about career. A lot of you are just good at a lot of things. You're a jack of all trades, but master of none. Spirit is gently saying to any of you that this resonates with, hey, it's really important for you to focus on your soul's path here in your earth body. Let yourself unfold here. Look for growth, look for the lessons, and it's time to stop shape-shifting and pick a path. So if you've had your hand in a lot of pies or in a lot of pots, as my grandmother used to say, it's time for you to just pick your favorite recipe and cook that. Choose what you want to do and conquer right now. Yeah. Also surrender to unhealthy relationships came out. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable people or toxic people. If they're toxic or they're unavailable, let it go. Okay. You deserve to be treasured by others and be surrounded by positive people. So if someone's just not showing up the way you are, or they're just plain toxic, surrender. Don't hold on to it. Let that shit go. Opposition came out as well, the closed door. I can see why they wanted me to use these decks to clarify each other. When one door closes, another opens. You still have a way out, just not the way you came in. If you're trying to get out of a relationship, you're not going to be able to backtrack. You're going to have to figure out a way to get out. That's not the way you came in. Okay, if you let one door close, another one will open. But until you surrender a specific unhealthy habit or pattern or relationship, or an unavailable relationship, a new one's not going to come in. Let the doors close that are meant to be closed at this time, Sagittarius. And you also need to take a different approach in a relationship or relationships right now. You're not going to be able to go out the way you came in. That'll be different for each of you. Surrender to wonder and awe came out. This card doesn't come out very often, and I like that it came out to you. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you in a connected to ecstasy and flow. I looked at this card and listened and said the words out loud, and I kept wanting to reread in all of life. Surrender to the wonder and awe in all of life. Some of you have been hyper-focusing on one aspect of life or a specific person or situation. Spirit's saying there's so much more going on around you. Open up to everything. There's magic all around you. Two cards clarified it. Aquarius energy. You could be connected to an Aquarius. To thine own self be true. No one sees the world quite the way you do. Celebrate your unique voice and one-of-a-kind style. Also express gratitude, Virgo energy. Make sure you see the big picture. Your glass is not just half full. It's actually overflowing. I think they want you at this time, Sagittarius, your guides want you to see yourself as an integral, unique, important, beautiful part of the world. No more unhealthy relationships and people pleasing. Stop hyper-focusing on one thing and negative aspects. We don't ever want to ignore negative aspects or feelings of life. They're warning signs. They're a compass that something might be wrong for us. Focus on yourself. It's important to be true to yourself and see the magic all around you. It might make you feel more grateful. Yeah, it might make you feel more grateful. So when I pulled the tarot out, 3 cards flew out of the deck. Plume, plume, plume. The Lovers, the Hermit, and the World. Sagittarius, I think that you guys are about to learn, or are learning at this time, a major life lesson, and a spiritual one at that. This is all major arcana, so this is kind of a big deal for you. Some of you have Gemini or Virgo in your chart. Perhaps you have been connecting very strongly to a Gemini or a Virgo. The Lovers is about love, harmony, and relationships. So that's a main focus for you right now. The Lovers teaches us total value alignment. It teaches us what's right for us. what works for us, what's a perfect match for us or a good match for us, wanting divinely chosen partnerships of any and all kind in our life. It would appear that you are really searching your soul about this. The Hermit goes off by himself. He's kind of a loner. He doesn't negate the Hierophant energy, but he needs to spend time alone to self-reflect, transmuting knowledge into wisdom at this time. This will put some gray hairs on your head, but knowledge is one of the only things in this world that no one can take away from you. And I think with the world here, there's this pause, cycles ending, cycles beginning, the tectonic breath between one cycle and the next. We do a lot of life review when the world comes out. Some of you may have recently ended a relationship with a Gemini or a Virgo. You or this person might be spending time alone away from one another. You're just paused. You're about to get a major spiritual upgrade here, Sagittarius. I see you learning a lesson about who you really are as a person and who and what is really right for you. So at the end of the month, there will be a stillness for you. It's giving you time to self-reflect. They wanted me to clarify each of these cards. With the Lovers, I have the Six of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Well, I can see what's important to you here. Strong focus and emphasis on love, relationships, happy endings, harmonies, and victory and success. The Six of Wands is about wanting to be part of something that you're proud of, that's right for you, to celebrate. This is even a wedding or a graduation. They're proud. And the Lovers, or with the Ten of Cups, this is about family, long-term emotional stability, your family, maybe growing up, your extended family, what is to come. You're thinking a lot about this. You're thinking a lot about this right now. But then this Hermit is very stoic. Clearly, you need to reflect about who you are in relationships and in your family and even in the community around you at large. Because I wanted to know, okay, well, what's the Hermit self-reflecting about? The Hierophant and the Seven of Pentacles. Well, some of you are thinking about a Taurus. But of course, it doesn't have to be that sign. The Hierophant is about the system and tradition and spiritual traditions, your family, what you were taught growing up, your community at large around you, and how strongly that influences us. It is a card of commitment. It is the card of the messenger as well, a leader. And you're thinking a lot about this. You're thinking a lot about commitment, how your family and culture and even society at large has influenced you, and how perhaps you've invested a lot of time and effort in your life based on those influences. That's not bad or wrong. As a matter of fact, unless you live on an island, that is inevitable. I see you thinking a lot about your past as well, maybe how you grew up and how that impacts how you choose partners. Some of you are just thinking about getting married and being in a serious relationship or a past relationship, even your family and your parents and how you grew up. Now, the Hermit and the High Priestess are cards of spirituality like the Hierophant is, but this is like a major, like a bigger faith or organization. The Hermit and the High Priestess go off alone. It's not that they don't have anything it's not that they don't need anything the Hierophant has to offer. It's that they need to go within. Perhaps you're thinking about making your own traditions, your own beliefs, cultivating those on your own. This has a strong tie to relationship and family for you. And with the World here, this is an ascension. This is a completion. You've completed a very important cycle, or you're working on it. And wanting to move into a new phase in your life, I see. And clarifying this, 3 cards came out. The Queen of Wands, well, there you are. For some of you, that is you. The 8 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. Some of you, sometimes the world is the World Wide Web. Some of you are thinking about being entrepreneurs or influencers. Perhaps you have seen a person that inspires you and it makes you think about a lot of different parts of your life. That will happen at the end of October. But if this is you, Sagittarius, I can see that the lessons you're learning about love, family, commitment, tradition, the system, all the things that are on the surface very important to human beings, I think you're learning a lesson that's teaching you how to have a very strongly defined sense of self. This is a person that's wearing a red dress every day, all the time. She doesn't give a shit either. This is a very passionate person. She has this very loyal dog here. Typically the Queen of Wands, we see her shadow side, which is a black cat. This Queen of Wands is very different. She's very warm and very inviting, very inspiring, a leader, an alpha, the best friend you'll ever have, very magnetic. She doesn't care if she's single or in a relationship. She's happy either way, very independent. And fiery is the Queen of Wands, working very hard towards self-sufficiency and abundance. Whatever you've just been through is causing you to reevaluate and self-reflect on what's most important to you. And it looks like you're learning lessons about how to put the work in, maybe even work for yourself and have a strongly defined sense of self and be very independent. Be very financially independent as well. The Nine of Pentacles speaks to Empress energy, wanting the finer things in life and working hard to get them. You may also be connecting to a person that is very independent and likes to take care of themselves as well. And you may need to self-reflect and decide if they are enough like you, that you share the same values and traditions. You seem to think that this person might be a good match for you, but I see you pausing and doing a lot of self-reflection. Yeah. So I wanted to know what was going on in the environment. And I got interesting cards. I think a lot of you are thinking about marriage and family and being in love and long-term stability and a partner that you can bring home to your family. But right now at this time, some of you may end up deciding to be more independent. And I said, okay, well, what's been going on in their environment? 5 cards came out. The Knight of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. I clarified the Ten of Swords, and I have the 3 of Swords and the 4 of Cups. Some of you have had a water sign in your energy. You may have, with the Knight of Swords, raced in too quickly and worn your heart on your sleeve and fell in love a little too fast and got really hurt in this situation, and you can't get it off your mind. You may compare other people to this person, if it's a specific person. Conversely, this could be a water sign in your environment that she was very wounded by you, possibly. There was heartbreak, maybe even a triangulation. This person's kind of mopey. They do not have a lot to offer at this time, but I feel like a lot of you, this is an extension of you and your environment. I can see that you're thinking a lot about long-term stability. Be mindful of racing into relationships too quickly. This is when we get hurt and get our hearts broken. Emotionally reevaluate what you really want here at this time. This could also be a person that is just going through something difficult and they are having a hard time connecting to you. Your job is to just stand here and look good, Sag. Final outcome is Judgment. At the crossroads with the Scorpio energy as you move into Scorpio season. You're hearing an inner calling right now. You're at a real crossroads in your life. You know, the main cards in this deck are all major arcana, so you're coming into Scorpio season with a lot of gravitas. You might be feeling very serious and spending a lot of time alone thinking about who you are versus how you're influenced and what you want, and maybe the consequences of some actions up until now. Spirit is saying, listen to the calling of the divine. You are having an awakening. Trust your own best judgment without judging yourself too harshly. Spirit is trying to tell you something. Temperance, there you are. The 5 of Cups, the Chariot, more major arcana here. What Spirit is asking you to do at this time, Sagittarius, is to be patient. Bring all parts of your life into balance. Peace and tranquility are important for you at this time. Be patient and determine the purpose of what you want out of life before you proceed. Forgive yourself for any of your regrets in life. There's that glass is half full versus half empty. Let yourself feel your feelings. Acknowledge your disappointments. the ways you felt like you failed, the things you're sad about, just disappointed and regretful for, and realize those were just setbacks. You can move on from these things. You really can, because the Chariot is here. Some of you are paused and waiting for forward motion. Perhaps you want to travel and take a trip, go somewhere, move even. Some of you are praying for a new car right now, or just forward motion in your life. The Chariot is Cancer. Let me tell you something about Cancerians. They represent overcoming all obstacles and challenges and victory. Similar to Capricorn, where they're the goat that can climb any mountain, the Chariot in Cancer is saying to you, make sure the GPS of your soul is turned on. Do you know where you're going? You can overcome all of your obstacles and challenges, but in order to do that, you must know where you're going, acknowledge and forgive yourself for regrets, determine the purpose, and move forward. You can overcome these things. You can move on. It's time to do that. They wanted me to use one more oracle deck because I saw a lot about being hurt, maybe racing in too quickly. You might have been connected to a person that had a knight in shining armor quality to them, or you felt the need to rescue them, or still do. That's not getting you very far right now. And yet I see this strong focus on love and commitment versus being fiercely independent. It's like, that sounds like Sagittarius to me. We're humans. We all want love, but you and Aquarius, you're super independent folks. It can be hard to tie a Sagittarian down in a relationship, even when they want one the most. So they wanted me to use the Hidden Truth Oracle deck for this question. I said, what are they looking for in love right now? In particular in love, because that's the first card that came out, was love, harmony, and relationships. And they said, this deck will tell us what Sagittarius really wants right now. The first thing that came out is I need security. So right now you need security in a relationship, apparently. Financial security and also emotional security. Now is not a time to be in relationships that make you feel fearful or question whether or not you're on solid ground. Focus on security. The second card that came out about what you want and need in love right now is I'm waiting patiently. Some of you need to be patient for love. And Temperance does represent patience. Some of you just need to be patient. Some of you really need a patient partner. You know, with this Virgo energy, you may need a lot of time to reflect about your thoughts and your feelings. That drives some other zodiac signs crazy. Tell your partner or anyone around you in your life that you have an intimate relationship with, please be patient with me. I'm doing a lot of self-reflection about who I am and what I want. You also conversely need to be patient when it comes to love, because it looks like there's some purposes to be determined and some obstacles to be overcome. And also, I wonder how you feel came out. Okay, so Sag, it's really important for you to focus on the relationships where you're not questioning everything in that person or in that relationship. It's important for you to know exactly where you stand with a person at all times right now. Don't focus on or give energy to any relationships where you're kind of in the dark about another person's thoughts and feelings. You should be able, in a healthy relationship, you should be able to look that person in the eye and say, what are you thinking or feeling right now? I'm not sure how you feel. You should be able to ask that question and get the answer. You're not interested in mystery, pomp, and circumstance and gravitas and like a buildup in a relationship right now. You need people to be straightforward with you and be patient with you, and you need security at this time. You know, some people need excitement and adventure. Some people need alone time. Some people need a lot of sex. This is a main need for you, and patience and always knowing how the other person feels. You don't want a partner that's a mystery at this time. Yeah. All right, Sag, that's your reading for the end of October. I hope it resonates and I hope it helps. Spend some time alone, Sagittarius, and figure out who you are and what you want at this time. New doors are going to open up when you stop busying yourself like a crazy person, maybe letting some people help you, figuring out who you are and what you want in life, and surrendering to these other relationships. Spirit's telling you it's time to determine your path, let go of regrets, and move forward. Have hope, have faith. Renewal is coming. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Sagittarius. Take care of yourselves. I really love you guys. I'll see you next time.